Welcome back to the channel of Better Than I Deserve, and today we're going to be doing another cycle with the Harvest Right freeze dryer. We're going to be tasting the rainbow, but I don't mean the stuff in a bag. It's all whole food sources to get those amazing colors into our diet and get us out of this dreary last few weeks we've had and get us right into spring with a good mind and a good attitude. I tried to hit all the colors, but some I just did not have on hand, like something green, unfortunately, which is my personal favorite color. But we have so many different wonderful items to go into the freeze dryer today. Here's all of our beautiful food that's going to be going into the freeze dryer today for this cycle, and the colors are just great. It makes me so happy to see all of these different items going in. I know it'll be probably a little bit longer on the cycle because there are so many different types of items, but I really look forward to seeing how everything turns out. At our top tray we have carrot sticks, which we did a few videos back and were very popular. Our new item that we have on that tray are like a clementine cutie, very popular in our home, and I did just, I think, 2 of them to give it a little test, just to make sure, you know, new item, you don't want to go all out just in case. Our next tray are blueberries, which once again turned out great when we did them before, and my personal favorite, the raspberries, amazing. And I still stand by what I said, that I think that I like them freeze-dried better than fresh. Our bottom tray here, of course, we have some spaghetti. We made some upstairs, so we went ahead and set some aside for the freeze dryer every time. It has turned out so well. It was our first taste test, and it is one of our favorite meals to have. It's a win-win. On it, we share with a new item for us, and those are some yogurt gallops that I did, like a yogurt drop. This is a rhubarb yogurt, and I think it's going to turn out very well. And of course, being a new item, I just wanted to sample and try it a little bit before we do a whole tray of anything. And our final tray I'm super excited about is pineapple and blackberries. Pineapple is a freeze-dry favorite for many people out there, and I tried to cut the pieces to get them as uniform and small as I could, since this is very ripe, delicious pineapple, so it's going to have that higher sugar content and probably higher moisture content. So that's probably one of the first things that we'll check when the cycle is done. And same with the blackberries. I'm hoping that they don't have a bursting effect, but we'll find out after the cycle is over. Our 15 minutes is up with the freeze dryer cool down, so let's get these trays in and start another cycle. Lucky me, I remembered my pot holder today, so no cool hands. We have all of our food loaded in. Now we'll go ahead and close our drain valve. And press continue. Now that the cycle has officially started, I'd like to take the time to thank you for watching today's video, and of course any others that you've checked out on our channel so far. If you have suggestions of things that you'd like to see us put into the freeze dryer and attempt to freeze dry, let us know in the comment section down below, or you could do the same and head over to Instagram to our new page, Better Than I Deserve 3. But for now, we will wait and see how the cycle ends and check back tomorrow. It's the next day and our unit is signaling that it's done, and at just over 20 hours, I can't wait to see and of course try all the things that we did. So let's move over to the unit, open up the drain valve, and see how it all looks. our spaghetti and yogurt bites. Our pineapple and blackberries. Our raspberries and blueberries. And our carrot sticks and little clementine oranges. You can kind of hear everything crackling and popping still because it's very cold in there. The unit is just now reading at -10, and of course we just had the door open to get everything out. So I have no doubt that it is very, very cold and a shock to the food that just came out. So let's give everything just a little feel and make sure that we're dealing with good stuff so we can turn the unit off and start to package everything. All of our pineapple feels very crispy. Good. The blackberries seem very dry, so that's a good sign. Since those were so big, I wasn't sure how they would go. They are very sticky though, so we'll see how those taste. Our raspberries are nice and light. Gotta love that parchment paper. Our blueberries. This is a double. I'm going to try that to see. So one was done and one probably needed some more time. That may have been because they were connected. So I'm just feeling the rest of them to verify. I feel like it is important to say that I always have my hands washed before handling any food without gloves. It's definitely necessary to use, I think, your bare hands to check the doneness of things. Like this one is still very, very cold. That one was not done. So I think it's imperative to give that a little check. All the other ones feel pretty good. Nothing else is cold. So our spaghetti is, of course, nice and light and in one solid piece. Our little yogurt drops look awesome. And our oranges, I feel like that one's soft. All the carrots are definitely done. The oranges, I think, could probably use some more time. So what I will do is probably get the carrots off of here really quick and stick those back in. So we have another little pop top lid that I'll be putting the carrot sticks in. Nice and crispy, as you can hear. So if you can see here, lots of bubbling action, I have no doubt, because it is a very sweet item. Most of these, I'd say, are still not done. They are definitely thicker. I did contemplate cutting these in half, and maybe that's something to definitely do in the future, because then there's less surface area to, you know, cool down, pull the liquid from, and a little bit more even freezing and drying. So I'm going to put these back in and we'll check back on them in a bit. For our food packaging today, our spaghetti and I think most of our raspberries are going to go into long-term storage, and our yogurt drops, blueberries, pineapple, and blackberries are going to go for short-term because we really want to try the stuff we haven't tried yet, and of course eat it as soon as possible. So we'll get right into that and move along. So we'll just go ahead and get our items that we're going to bag labeled, and we'll package them up. Of course, when it comes to the raspberries, I realize that they are pretty delicate, so getting these to stay in a good condition, that's why you label your bag, so you know what's in there and how gentle you need to be with this. Because for reference, let's just pick one up. You know, it's in a whole form, but if you even just remotely push it, it starts to crumble immediately. So that's good. When it comes to this bag, if you're tumbling around for storage or anything like that, these aren't going to make it very long. Of course, if you opened it to find that they were crushed, you could just put it in oatmeal, a smoothie. You could put it in water for a nice little pick-me-up drink. But we have our raspberries in here. I'm going to set this to the side. And now we'll do our spaghetti, and I will go ahead and weigh this at the end, and that way we know how much we have for the purpose of adding water. I'm going to see if this whole thing will fit in here just as it is. We're not going to get that lucky, so. And we'll set that aside for now and seal those up at the end. Now, although I already did package up the carrots, I want to just give it a taste. I like to taste test everything. It's very good. It doesn't have any weird taste. It's just like the flavor of a carrot. Like if you have juiced a carrot before and you get that real sweet flavor, and then that's it. There really isn't anything else, because I know when you eat a carrot, of course you're working through all the chewing and everything like that to break it down because it's so crunchy, but it's such an enjoyable way to eat it. We'll move on to the blueberries next, since it's right here in the center. Now we already did our little sample of one, and just confirming everything still feels good, but we will get these packaged up. So we have our blueberries in here. Next we'll do our pineapple and blackberries. I'm pretty excited for these, and like I said, these are both new items for us. They are really sticky. Wow. So let's give it a try. Very good. Reminds me a lot of the raspberry. I think I'm on the blackberry train of freeze drying over fresh. It just really brings out that sweet factor. It's so good, and you don't have to question if they're good or bad. Like it's just good. So wow, okay, great. And our next, the pineapple. I'm so excited. Just do this chunk right here. So good. Pineapple always gives you that like raw feeling on your tongue, but it's like in a good way. I could see that still happening with this if you ate a lot of it, which would be very easy. It is very good, and I still like that juice factor when it comes to pineapple, so I don't know if this would beat out, but probably be very equivalent, because you're getting really concentrated flavor. So a definite win. I love it. Alright, and we'll go ahead and try our yogurt drops so we can just get the remainder of things in packages. So like I said, it was a rhubarb yogurt that we did. It's so weird, but good. Obviously, yogurt is a very creamy item, so having it go into your mouth as a crunchy item and then quickly turn to a yogurt form as you're chewing it is pretty crazy. That turned out very well. I think those will be pretty popular, and of course I can't wait to have our son try them because he loves yogurt, and these will be a nice little treat to have, and you don't have to worry about keeping them cold. I love that. So we'll take our remaining containers here. Some are going to be way too big for what we have, but that's all right. My intention is just to put these in a container together since we have an item still in our freeze dryer, and I'm just trying to loosen them all up now. So there we have our beautiful container of blackberries and pineapple. Woohoo! Before we had these sealed up, I went ahead and added a couple raspberries to our pineapple and blackberries because I know that they are a fan favorite upstairs. We have our impulse sealer out now, and I have our sealed bag of oxygen absorbers in here. So I'm going to go ahead and open those and get out 2 for our items here, our spaghetti and our raspberries. I have our impulse sealer set to a 5 so I can reseal this bag right away. And as usual, you press down, and when the light goes off, you let go. And here is our new seal right there. So that is all good now. Now I'll go ahead and change our impulse sealer to the 7-8 range for the Mylar bags. And our raspberries. I'm probably getting to the point with comfortability where it's not required to put in an oxygen absorber if you feel confident that your items are dry. Now, if you're wanting this food for long-term storage, like years and years, for a zombie apocalypse or just whatever you have in mind, I definitely would suggest doing an oxygen absorber because some things are just out of your control, and safe than sorry. So we'll get this sealed up, and as always, I'm going to do a double seal. So one above the notch, light off, and then one right below the notch. I think I've said it enough that the notch is definitely a convenience for opening, but normally wherever we are, we can open it with scissors or a knife or whatever. So here are our 2 right around that notch. So raspberries are good to go. Now we'll get our spaghetti in here. This bag's a little bit more full, so I just want to make sure that everything is down below enough for us to do the sealer. So I'm going to check that. I feel pretty good. So above the notch. Looking good. And we'll do our second one. Right below the notch. And here are both of those. It's been another 2 hours since we put our clementines back into the freeze dryer for additional dry time. So we'll get in there and take a look and hope that they are done now. As usual, we're going to have to open up the drain valve to release the pressure to get back in, so we'll go ahead and do that now. lot of pressure built up in that small window of time. Now we'll go ahead and get in and see what the food looks like. At first inspection, everything looks very similar to how it looked when we took it out the first time. There's a lot of bubbling, and that's from the high sugar sweetness factor in this fruit. And to get an idea, you pretty much just have to touch to see what we're dealing with. We'll move a little closer in for a quick taste test just to verify that our inspection is correct, and we'll get these packaged up. So here is our fruit now that's come out, our clementines, and they look great. We'll do a little taste test. I did one before, but since it wasn't thoroughly dried and was still, it was almost just like tasting a frozen, slightly thawed version of one of these wedges. So it's very tart. Oh my. It definitely gets you back here. Probably not my favorite thing. I'm not sure if this is something that we would do again, because ultimately I do just like eating these regularly, but we're always up for trying stuff. I tried that one. Oh my god. Oh god, it's so tart. Okay, after that taste test, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the unit here. Alright, we have our door slightly ajar, our drain valve's open, and the unit is off, nice and quiet. So I went ahead and tried another clementine wedge, and amazingly it still was juicy inside. It was not completely done, but to the feel and weight of it, it felt like it was. I'm not sure. I guess I could just bite into all of these and see. But I won't go as far to say it's a fail, but the fact that it is just taken that much longer than the rest of the things that we have put into the cycle this time, it's just probably not something that we will try again. And if we do, I would definitely be taking these and then cutting them in half, so maybe air in the drying can penetrate inside a little bit easier. Since this has a nice solid skin, I think, like, I don't know if you can tell, but it sounds like crunching paper. So from the outside of it, you can't tell that, let's just sacrifice this one, you can't tell that it's, yes, still juicy inside. I'm not sure if it's focusing, but that is 100% still not dry. And slightly disappointing, but I mean, yes, I could just keep putting more dry time on the clock, but I'm not going to do that, and that's why we do a little test like this to see. And to be honest, it really was not my favorite fruit we've done. Something that I enjoy so much in raw, regular eating form was completely different and so sour and not super sweet in a freeze-dried form. So hey, we have our first official I don't really want to do it again moment of freeze-drying food. I don't like it like this. It seems like the little crystallization that's on the outside of these is what holds a lot of the tartness. No, not again. We're not going to do this again. It's a very bitter taste. That's what I'm starting to get now. It's almost like the idea that if you like started to eat the rind or something, and I'm surprised that it has such a flavor like that, because like the peel on these is so thin to begin with, and usually it's even separated, and there's not much pith or like the white part that's between. So I'm not sure like if that's just the way, if you juiced this and then drank it, if it's just that tart. But oh well, we know for next time now. That's a wrap on another video with the Harvest Right freeze dryer for freeze drying more food. We had a great time today and yesterday doing our idea of Taste the Rainbow, and the beautiful things that came out of it were exactly what I was hoping for. Of course, our possible fail that we had, I'm not sure if it's considered our first because we haven't tried that heavy cream yet, but I will probably not be doing that again. It just was not enjoyable. I would say 1,000 times that I prefer the clementines in their regular raw form, hands down. But that is what this is about, is trying things and seeing what works and what doesn't, and of course sharing the information for all of you out there. For anybody who has a freeze dryer, I would love to know what things that maybe you've tried and have not worked out for yourself. And like we've said now and in the past videos, if you have ideas of things you'd like to see us try in the freeze dryer, let us know, and we'll see you in the next video. If you'd like to be notified when that is, just click subscribe and you will be reminded and informed when those videos are set to premiere or post. We will see you in the next video. Bye.